Hi, I'm Christine Butter. I live in Midway Point, and this is a holiday story that's fantastic, and I hope all my peeps everywhere are able to hear this okay. The young ones and the older ones. The 12 Days of Christmas in Minnesota. Hi, Sarah and Hannah. Guess what today is? A snow day. It snowed more than a foot last night, and the plows don't have the streets cleared yet. So I will get to stay home from school. As soon as I finish this letter, I'll be outside making a giant snow person. I can't wait for you to come to Minnesota for your winter vacation. There's so much to do. Did you know about the Twin Cities? The Mississippi River separates Minneapolis and its sister city, St. Paul, where I live, and my dog Gloria lives. I think you'll have a lot of fun getting to know both of them and the rest of the state too. See you soon, your cousin Jack. Jack's mailing the letter. On the first day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us a loon in a Norway pine tree. Dear Mom and Dad, Minnesota's awesome. There's snow everywhere. It's below zero now. But the weatherman said to expect 30 degrees tomorrow. Now that's a heat wave here. Jack decorated a Christmas tree just for us. It's a Norway pine. The state tree. Some people call it a red pine. Oh, it has just special smell. You'll never guess what the topper is. A real loon. We've named him Checkers because his feathers look like a black and white checkerboard. Common loons are the state bird, but they usually fly south when the lakes freeze. Checkers said he stuck around this year because he wanted to see what snow was like. We're camping tonight, indoors. We have sleeping bags on the floor and we're toasting marshmallows in the fireplace for s'mores. Remember those real s'mores? It's okay, folks. You can have them dairy-free and gluten-free too. Checkers is teaching us how to make loon calls. What a great way to camp. There isn't a single mosquito inside. P.S. Sarah says hello, hello in her best loon wail. Love, Hannah. On the second day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 2 hockey sticks and a loon in a Norway pine tree. Dear Mom and Dad, she shoots, she scores. Jack gave us hockey sticks so we could play ice hockey on a neighborhood rink. We had to wear protective pads, helmets, mouth guards, gloves, and oh yeah, elbow guards, knee guards, shin guards, and oh my gosh, I could barely see. Good thing I had all that stuff on because it didn't hurt much when I fell, which was a lot. Minnesota is called the state of hockey. There are teams for all kinds of players. Kids my age play on mite or squirt teams. Funny names, huh? Hey, kiddos. Who's a mite? McKeon, you're a big dude. Many Minnesotans have played on Olympic hockey teams. Jenny Potter has 4 Olympic medals, including a 1998 gold medal from the first women's ice hockey competition. Wow. They're all Minnesotans, I tell you. Their win was called the Miracle on Ice. No one thought they could beat the Soviets, who were the best team in the world. But that time they did. Sarah's outside practicing her slap shot because she just wants to be this miracle lady. She is. Love, Hannah, the not-so-dynamite, and a loon in a Norway pine tree. On the third day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 3 red stones, 2 hockey sticks, and a loon and a Norway pine tree. Dear Mom and Dad, this morning, Aunt Christine drove us west to the Pipestone National Monument. That's where the Dakota and other tribes have come for centuries to mine pipestone for ceremonial pipes. Today, Native Americans still use hand tools to dig the red stone out of sacred quarries. We watched an artist carve the figures of bears, turtles, and bison. Special animals in Dakota culture, and should be all of ours. That's what Hannah says. On the way home, it started snowing. Aunt Christine told us about famous winter storms like the Halloween blizzard. Hey, Rich? It was more trick than treat in Minneapolis and St. Paul on October 31st, 1991, when 8 inches of snow fell, and then it kept snowing, and they called it 12 inches before Mom and Rachel came in. Until at the end, it was 28 inches piled up. Some Minnesotans were without electricity because the heavy snow, ice, and strong winds caused power lines to fall. Oh, imagine how cold. Guess what? Back in the old days, people used natural signs to predict storms, like a ring around the moon or a pain in Grandma's big toe. Sarah says a monster blizzard's coming because her big toe really hurts, and she's just a kid like me. 3 red stones, a bear, bison, and a tortoise. On the 4th day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 4 lumberjacks, 3 red stones, 2 hockey sticks, and a loon and a Norway pine tree. You know about Babe the Blue Ox? No blizzard yet. Mom, Dad, maybe Sarah's big toe is sore from her new skates. Today we were hot on the trail of the legendary Paul Bunyan. Other states claim to be the birthplace of the giant lumberjack. But Minnesota's where Paul got serious about cutting trees. And everywhere Paul and his big blue ox, Babe, stepped, they made another lake. We started in Brainerd by saying hello to a talking Paul. Went on to Ackley to see the world's largest paw, 25 feet tall, kneeling. And then over to Bemidji to see the oldest statue of Paul, built in 1937. This paw weighs 2.5 tons. Sometimes people decorate him and Babe with clothing. You know, who couldn't resist knitting Babe a scarf? Finally, we visited the Forest History Center in Grand Rapids and met a real live lumberjack. Guess what his name was? Paul. He told us that in 1900, all the lumber cut in Minnesota could have circled the earth. We saw the bunkhouse where Paul sleeps and the cook shack where he eats. Those flapjacks smell delicious. Love, your kid. On the 5th day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 5 golden hot dishes, 4 lumberjacks, 3 red stones, 2 hockey sticks, and a loon and a Norway pine tree. Did you know that Minneapolis was once the flour milling capital of the world? We toured an old flour mill in downtown Minneapolis. Now it's called the Mill City Museum. loved that 48 freight elevator ride. Every time the doors opened, we'd learn something new about milling. Ask your mom and dad what milling is. When we got home, we baked Minnesota-shaped cutout cookies. Sarah nibbled off the northwest angles. The angle is the chimney at the top of the state. It's actually separated the rest of Minnesota by the Lake of the Woods, so you can't get to the angle area by car without going through Canada. Talk about map problems. It took more than 100 years for the United States and Great Britain to agree on this bit of zigzag border. For dinner, Jack made 5 hot dishes, aka casseroles. Wild rice with chicken is Jack's specialty, but I gave his hamburger hot dogs a 10, and Sarah voted for super duper cheesy macaroni and veggies topped with potato nuggets. Hey, Checker's favorite? Tuna noodles supreme. Love and Hannah, who's going to explode. On the 6th day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 6 walleyes wriggling, 5 golden hot dishes, 4 lumberjacks, 3 red stones, 2 hockey sticks, and a loon in a Norway pine tree. Dear Mom and Dad, we went up north to the lake. That's what Minnesotans say when they head out of one of the more to the 10,000 lakes in the state. The most common lake names, Mud and Long. There are hundreds of those. There's lots of twin lakes too, but only 1 Lake Hannah and 2 Lake Sarahs. Jack says a bunch of lakes have his name, like Hungry Jack, Big Jack, and Jack the Horse. There's even one called Christmas Lake. We tried ice fishing this afternoon on one of the largest lakes, Mille Lacs Lakes. The ice on Mille Lacs was more than a foot thick. Aunt Christine checked. There has to be at least 5 inches of solid ice to safely hold the weight of snowmobiles. We drove 2 miles on the lake to a city of portable houses. Some ice houses were extra fancy, with beds, carpeting, and a kitchen. Everyone else caught walleyes. They're the state fish. I caught an eel pout. Oofta is what they say in Minnesota. It looked like a snake. Catch you later. Get it? Love, Hannah. On the 7th day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 7 swans a swimming, 6 walleyes wriggling, 5 golden hot dishes, 4 lumberjacks, and 3 red stones, 2 hockey sticks, and a loon in a Norway pine tree. What is this one? This one does not have a fragrance, folks. Great big bird alert. Today we went birding along the Mississippi River, and did we ever get lucky? Near Monticello, where the river stays open most of the winter, we saw 7 trumpeter swans. They're the largest water birds in North America, and maybe the noisiest too. Yes, they really sound like trumpets. Next, we watched bald eagles soaring over the river. They have wingspans up to 8 feet. Minnesota, and I think Wisconsin, is the place to come to see eagles. There are more here than just about anywhere else in the United States. Then we saw a beautiful great gray owl with yellow eyes. Great grays are among the world's largest owls. Checkers seemed jealous. Maybe he wishes he had big red eyes instead of his red ones. From your signet. Ask your mom and dad what that means. Of Hannah. P.S. The Mississippi begins in a channel at Lake Itasca. That is so narrow that people can wade across it. You sure can. Sarah wants to go there next summer so she could say she walked across the mighty Mississippi River. Well, it's very cold, but it's beautiful. On the 8th day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 8 happy Holsteins, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 walleyes wriggling, 5 golden hot dishes, 4 lumberjacks, 3 red stones, 2 hockey sticks, and a loon in a Norway pine tree. Dear Mom and Dad, down on Grandpa's farm, we met 8 happy cows. Judy, Jane, Arlene, Tippy, Leah, Winona, Jessica B, and Jessica L. Grandpa says his Holsteins are named for Minnesota movie stars because the cows are stars too. Grandpa's stars produce more milk than any other cows in Spring Grove. And how does Grandpa keep his cows happy? He tells them lots of jokes, like this one about 2 Norwegian guys named Sven and Ole. One hot summer day, Ole was painting his house. This kind of happens in Minnesota, so we're supposed to laugh. Ole, why are you wearing those warm coats? He asked. Ole's answer? The instructions on the paint can said to put on 2 coats. Grandpa told us his grandparents came from Norway. They taught him to like lutefisk, which is codfish soaked in lye. You know, people make soap out of lye. I know somebody who makes a lot of soap. Sarah wouldn't try any because it smelled awful. I thought lutefisk tasted pretty good, especially with lots of butter from Grandpa's stars. Love, Hannah, who's more Norwegian than Sarah. We have people who speak Sweden and Norwegian around here. We should have them do this. On the 9th day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 9 bears a-snoring, 8 happy Holsteins, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 walleyes wriggling, 5 golden hot dishes, 4 lumberjacks, 3 red stones, 2 hockey sticks, and a loon in a Norway pine tree. Dear Mom and Dad, Minnesota has its share of amazing animals. Today we saw wolves way up north in Erie. Only Alaska has more wolves than Minnesota. Wolves are usually hard to see because they live very deep in the forest. At the International Wolf Center, we watched 4 wolves through the windows and learned what wild wolves need to survive. They need a lot of space to roam and meat to eat. They need to catch that meat. They don't waste a bit. At the North American Bear Center, the bears were hibernating, but we heard some bear facts. Minnesota has around 2,700 bears living in the wild, and cubs born in January and February weigh less than a pound. At midnight, Aunt Christine, it really does say Aunt Christine, everybody, called us outside to see the aurora borealis, or northern lights. Wow! Flickering green curtains rippled across the sky. Jack says that the lights are solar particles colliding with gases, and the farther north you go, the better chance you have to see them. All I know is the lights were gorgeous, and a wolf started howling, and Sarah's goosebumps grew as big as snowballs. Well, Hannah, we've howled before. We're going to again, you guys, because we're going to go. On the 10th day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 10 dogs a-dashing, 9 bears a-snoring, 8 happy Holsteins, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 walleyes wriggling, 5 golden hot dishes, 4 lumberjacks, 3 redstones, 2 hockey sticks, and a loon and a Norway pine tree. Dear Mom and Dad, hike! Gee, we just went for an incredible dog sled ride in the Boundary Waters canoe area. It's called the BWCAW. The last one's for wilderness. It consists of more than 1 million acres of lakes and forests along Minnesota's border and Canada. You can go right down into Lake Superior. First, we learned all about Alaskan husky dogs, how much they love to pull, how much food they eat, lots, and when they need to wear booties. The dogs were so excited they barked like crazy. But once we took off, all you could hear was the swish of sled runners. The dogs breathing and Sarah singing, over the river and through the woods, to Grand Marais we go, the dogs know the way to carry the sleigh. Grand Marais is on the edge of Lake Superior, near a stop on the John Bear Grease Sled Dog Marathon. This race honors a man who delivered mail by dog sled in the late 1800s. I'd like my mail to be delivered by my 2 favorite sled dogs, Yukon with his beautiful blue eyes, and Mickey, who always seems to be smiling at me. Love, Hannah. On the 11th day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 11 spooky sailors, 10 dogs a-dashing, 9 bears a-snoring, 8 happy Holsteins, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 walleyes wriggling, 5 golden hot dishes, 4 lumberjacks, 3 redstones, 2 hockey sticks, and a loon in a Norway pine tree. Dear Mom and Dad, here we are at Lake Superior, the world's largest freshwater lake. Big ships loaded with iron ore, coal, and grain travel from Minnesota's port of Duluth to other ports on the Great Lakes or all the way out to the Atlantic Ocean. Lake Superior stays open much of the winter thanks to boats called icebreakers. They clear shipping lanes of all but the thickest ice, going crunch, crunch, crunch. Terrible winter storms and gales have caused shipwrecks along the shore of Lake Superior north of Duluth. After several gales in 1905, killed people and sank ships. The Split Rock Lighthouse was built to steer ships clear of all of those jagged, sharp rocks. The lighthouse sits on a 120-foot cliff and has a 54-foot tower. making it one of the tallest lighthouses on the Great Lakes. In 1910, the 2 assistant lighthouse keepers drowned while sailing to Beaver Bay for mail. Jack says the ghosts of the young men still haunt, and there must have been women. Come on, you can't have that. That's what Hannah says. Still haunt the Split Rock Lighthouse. Sarah says she won't be able to sleep tonight. Me either. Love, Hannah. On the 12th day of Christmas, our cousin gave to us 12 sculptures sparkling, 11 spooky sailors, 10 dogs a-dashing, 9 bears a-snoring, 8 happy Holsteins, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 walleyes wriggling, 5 golden hot dishes, 4 lumberjacks, 3 redstones, 2 hockey sticks, and a moon under a white pine tree. Greetings, local subjects. We wish to stay longer in the Kingdom of Minnesota. We still have places to go, like the Children's Theater in Minneapolis. It is the largest professional company of young actors in North America. And things to do like snowshoeing and snow tubing. Jack says it's a blast. And our royal presence is totally required at the St. Paul Winter Carnival. Back in 1886, St. Paulites wanted to celebrate what a great place their city was, even in winter. Local business owners created a carnival, and they've been holding it ever since, with a royal family, a treasure hunt, parades, and sculptures carved blocks of ice into beautiful statues. Sometimes they even construct an entire whole palace out of ice. Jack plans to win the hot dish contest. Yes, sneezing's very appropriate. Sarah wants to be a bouncing girl in the parade and get tossed high in the air on a blanket or in a blanket and then caught again. All I need is a tiara. Just call me Hannah, Queen of the Snows, please. P.S. Would it be okay if Checkers came home with us? He wants to meet his cousins, the Pacific Rooms. And then it ends with the Minnesota Star of the North, and every single one of the pages are up here and dancing and frolicking in the snow.